our reimbursement rates for mental health services, for counseling services, aren't anywhere near where they should be. Is there a way, or would you support increasing what the reimbursement rate is? I believe we reimburse it about 32 bucks an hour for an individual and $8.53 for group. Would you support?
So I'm concerned about this too. I think we really need to work on some mental health in our state. We've been looking at some things. The problem, as all of you know, you sit on the budget committee, you know you have to put the pieces together. This is a pot of money that has a lot of needs against it. So folks have to balance, you know, what is most important. But we have been trying to look at some of our mental health rates and see if there might be something that we could do about it.
Okay, because I seem to remember in your opening remarks, we have a surplus of how much?
Which we return to the general fund.
How much is the surplus?
It's about $330 million, which we return to the general fund.
Would it have been wise to keep some of that money and increase reimbursement rates for mental health services?
I think the decision as to where the money is spent resides right here and in the governor's office. So.
Okay, in Minnesota, it's 70 bucks. Iowa, 65.95. Illinois is 60.32. Wisconsin, 32.28. Do you support increasing the reimbursement rates for mental health providers?
I think we really need to look at it and to see to see what would get us the most benefit for it.
Let's try a yes or a no. Do you support increasing reimbursement rates for mental health providers?
I will say, Senator, I have found in this job that yes and no answers, there aren't many yes and no answers here. It depends. It depends upon how you can balance it against other needs.
Well, in my mind, I've given you two. Senior care should have been a slam dunk, and this should have been a yes too. If there is a surplus and there's a way for us to get some of that money back to you to increase the mental health reimbursement rates, would you support it? You're going to say yes because the legislature has directed you to do it. But do you personally think $32 is enough for mental health providers given the mental health crisis we have here in Wisconsin?
I think, as I said before, I think we really need to look at it, but I think we need to look at it carefully because I think there are some evidence-based therapies and practices that we really ought to invest in. I think we need to look at kind of a pay-for-performance basis in terms of mental health and in terms of some of the other things we provide.
Pay for performance on mental health?
I think there are evidence-based practices that have been proven to be very effective in terms of mental health.
What happens if I don't take my medication?
Pardon me?
What happens if I don't take my medication? You take it out on my mental health provider?
No. However, there are, cognitive behavioral therapies have been proven to be very effective in terms of folks with persistent and chronic mental illnesses. Also, in terms of people who have substance abuse. I think maybe we ought to look and see, what are those kind of things? What would make the most sense?
Do you think if we increased reimbursement rates for mental health services and substance abuse services, that more services would be available to those who need it?
Perhaps.